Imagine this, a skinny 14-year-old runaway, starving for days, walks into a gas station at dawn. He could stay invisible, grab his crackers, and disappear like always. But then he sees three masked men with knives, cornering a biker's wife. What he does next shocks everyone. And hours later, 5,000 roaring Harleys flood the streets for him. You won't believe what happens when the biker world finds out a kid saved one of their own. A runaway boy saw masked men cornering a biker's wife at a gas station. He could have stayed invisible, kept running like he had for months. Instead, he caused total chaos to save her, not knowing her husband led thousands of bikers, and they never forget a debt. The fluorescent lights buzzed like angry wasps as Jace slipped through the door at 5:47 a.m. His stomach hadn't stopped growling. For 2 days straight, he kept his head down, hoodie pulled tight, moving past the coffee machine that smelled like heaven and cost like gold. His fingers clutched 7 crumpled dollar bills and a handful of coins he'd found in a mall parking lot yesterday. Enough for crackers, maybe a candy bar if he got lucky. The clerk wasn't even looking. Good. Jace grabbed a pack of peanut butter crackers and a warm bottle of orange juice. His hands shook as he counted the coins. $6.38. He'd make it work. But then he heard it, a woman's voice. Sharp, scared. I said, back off. Jace's head snapped up. Through the chip aisle, he could see 3 men in dark hoodies had cornered a woman in leather, a biker by the looks of her worn Harley-Davidson jacket. She had silver streaks in her black hair and held her helmet like a weapon. The biggest guy laughed low and mean. That bike outside looks expensive. Keys. Now, you really don't want to do this, the woman said, but Jace heard the fear underneath her tough voice. The second man pulled out a knife. Here's the moment. Everything changes. This starving, bruised kid, who's learned never to get involved, spots something in the woman's eyes that breaks him. Watch what he does next. Every survival instinct screamed at him to run. He was 14, maybe 110 pounds soaking wet, and he'd spent the last 4 months learning one rule: don't get involved. But the woman's eyes met his across the store. They were the same soft gray-brown as his little sister's had been. His sister who needed help. His sister who got none. Jace's feet moved before his brain could stop them. He grabbed the metal display rack loaded with motor oil bottles and heaved. It crashed, exploded across the floor in shattering glass and rolling bottles. He yanked down another shelf, candy and chips bursting everywhere. He kicked a pyramid of soda cans, sending them rolling like grenades. Then he grabbed the fire extinguisher off the wall, pointed it at the ceiling, and squeezed. White foam exploded everywhere, filling the store with thick fog. The alarm finally started wailing. Mara, go! Jace screamed. She didn't hesitate. The biker woman bolted for the back exit. The robbers lunged, but slipped on oil and went down hard. Jace ran, zigzagging through his own chaos, bursting out the back door into the dawn. The woman was already on her Harley, engine roaring. Get on, she yelled. Jace jumped behind her as the robbers poured out the door. Too late. The Harley shot forward with a thunderous growl, but then one of the robbers stopped dead, even from 50 yards away. Jace heard him shout, "That's the Murphy kid. The kid's alive." Mara gunned the engine harder. Jace's blood froze. They knew his name. This wasn't random. They'd been hunting him. Fast forward a few hours. One phone call from Mara. And now, picture this. The street in front of a quiet auto shop starts filling with motorcycles. 10, 50, hundreds, then thousands. 5,000 Harley, from dozens of clubs across 3 states, all showing up for one runaway boy. You'll never guess why they came, and what they did next will give you chills. The story isn't over. This kid wasn't just running. He was hunting the men who destroyed his family. And when the biker nation finds out the truth, they ride like thunder to protect one of their own. From a gas station, chaos, to 5,000 bikers shutting down highways. This is the unbelievable true-feeling story of courage, family, and payback on 2 wheels. Stay till the end, because the final scene will leave you speechless.